Hey guys, if you're looking for help with your Amazon business in terms of troubleshooting or strategy, visit sellersessions.com/consultancy or drop me a message to danny@sellersessions.com. Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Today I bring in Michelle Barnum Smith. How are you doing?
Hey Danny, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Excellent. Thank you for coming on the show. I know a friend in my mastermind group, Michelle, introduced us to yourself, and yeah, it's been good. I want to cover a little bit more about chatbots, and I understand from the stuff that she showed us on the mastermind group is like it's pretty impressive. And she said, well, don't blame me, blame you. So I thought, well, okay, let's reach out to you, let's get you on the show, and then obviously we can share this content with the audience. So before we do anything else, can you give me a little bit of background on yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been doing marketing for almost 20 years. Now, like people see me in person. I know I moisturize. That's why I look so young. But I have been doing marketing for almost 20 years, and I had a whole big corporate career working for many of the Fortune 100 in the United States, as well as some of the biggest businesses in the world, like Vodafone and China Telecom, and I've had the opportunity to transition to doing my own thing and building my own digital marketing agency. And pretty much in early last year, I started seeing these messenger funnels kind of popping up and seeing messenger marketing for the first time. And it was like, this is it, guys. This is the future. Like throw all the rest of it away. I mean, not really, but you know, Messenger is a super hot platform, and I loved seeing how easy and quick and seamless it was to set up these funnels, whereas before it was super kludgy and all these crazy steps and all these systems, expensive systems at that you have to set up. Whereas Messenger really is this seamless, frictionless opportunity for any business, but especially for Amazon sellers who are busy building their businesses and don't want to have to think about marketing. Messenger is a really great solution for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like with a lot of things, when you know, with the advent of Amazon pay-per-click, like the sponsored ads platform. Obviously, before that, back in was it the late 90s or so, when you had Google AdWords, and there are certain trends as new formats and platforms that come along. If you look at something like Facebook in its early days, another one is Pinterest. You know, a lot of people took advantage of the opportunity there, and I think recently the most recent opportunity has been the growth of chatbots, isn't it? So let's talk about, you know, we've spoken off show about this, and one of the things we're going to cover today is obviously the myths around chatbots. There's been a lot of spamming and shit going on, and there's been a lot of abuse previously and stuff on the platform, scammy marketers and stuff. I know it's been cleaned up now, but let's go through some of these myths. So kick me off with the first one.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, what we want to talk about today, and just assuming and understanding that your audience has a basic level of understanding, or even if it's dabbled in Messenger.
They're
and
super
like
smart,
you said,
audience.
You guys are awesome. I love your community. But there's a lot of kind of information out there that's built by Amazon sellers for Amazon sellers as it relates to Messenger. And I'm not an Amazon seller. I'm a marketing strategist, and marketing is my focus. And so what happens is, you know, the information that's out there essentially can kind of lead people astray to use the platform and kind of end up in a bad place. So one of the first myths that I see is that you have to have this massive messenger list to make a difference in your business. And this is a little bit of a carryover from the email mentality. You know, email as an engagement platform has lost its punch because it's become so prevalent. You know, you think about your inbox, Danny. Like, you know, when was the last time you read every single email and clicked on every single link? Like, never. Probably it's like probably been since the 90s since it's had that level of engagement with, you know, you or anybody else. And even if you try to keep your inbox clean, essentially what you do is you go through and you know, click and mass delete everything. And that's why email is kind of sucky, and Messenger is so hot. But previously, the marketing kind of methodology was like, okay, well, for us to get a certain kind of engagement from our list, we need to grow that to 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 people on your list. And it was kind of this like, I don't know, this kind of like badge of honor to be like, I have 100,000 people on my list. And I'm like, yeah, but nobody opens your emails.
Yeah.
And the cool thing with Messenger is because this platform is so new, and the big ManyChat conference, ManyChat's a messenger platform that sits on top of Messenger, but it's a marketing platform. They had a big conference in Austin, Texas, last week, and the Facebook Messenger gods were there. the product developers and program developers were there, and they said only 1% of business profiles on Facebook are even connected to Messenger. So the opportunity with Messenger is so massive that like the penetration hasn't even started yet, really. So Messenger is still like a huge opportunity for engagement, and you see these open rates and click-through rates of at least 90% open rate. If I don't get like a 90% open rate on a message, like my feelings get hurt. I'm kind of like, oh, what's going on here? What have we done to this list? And click-through rates of 60 to 80%. And because those numbers are so high, exponentially higher than what you see on email, just comparatively, a standard open rate for a hot list is like 12 to 15% open rate, and then a 2 to 5% click-through rate. So that's why you have to have these massive email lists. But with Messenger, if you only have 500 to 2,000 subscribers, that's enough. That's enough to get started. And especially with, the purpose of using your list in Amazon isn't necessarily to drive revenue, it's to drive momentum to your listing. So if you're running a discount offer or something like that, you're not going to want 5,000 people getting a 50% off offer. You just want like a small segment of maybe like 100 or 200 people. So that's why you don't need to invest in these massive marketing lists to get just that slice of engagement that you used to get with email.
Makes sense. What about myth number 2?
So one of the big things that I see going on right now in, I guess, the kind of messenger bot conversation that's happening for Amazon sellers out there is the whole concept of getting a steady stream of reviews for your Amazon listings from Messenger, essentially what we call review funnels. And it's the whole concept of like, well, I'm just going to set up like a retargeting ad on Facebook to my Amazon customers, try to match my Amazon customers with like a Facebook audience, and then try to, have some sort of offer to get them subscribed and then get them to leave a review, whether it's just a reminder, hey, you love this product, or it's an incentivized offer. Obviously from like top to bottom, it's against TOS. And here's the problem. Couple of things. And I had firsthand experience with this. I was in New York speaking at that conference a couple weeks ago, and so many people came and talked to me about this. But essentially what happens is when you're retargeting an audience on Facebook, especially a smaller audience, if the audience is too small, Facebook won't even run the ads. So you have to have massive volume coming through your listings to even be able to get an audience that's retargetable in the first place. Second, that audience more likely than not is going to be super expensive. Those subscribers are going to be super expensive. I see people who are paying $10, $40, $100 per subscriber to try to get these customers to, subscribe to their Messenger list so that they can then follow up with them with some sort of like review reminder. Now, the people who are able to do that, and where you actually have the stream coming in, then you run into the next problem, which is abnormal review behavior that gets flagged inside of Amazon. In fact,
the review velocity curve, yeah.
Right, it's abnormal review velocity. And so, in fact, I had a gentleman share with me at dinner, I won't name names, but he promotes this kind of funnel, and he admitted that that his accounts got shut down on Amazon for abnormal review velocity. So here's the thing, guys, is that I know Amazon is like being crazy and stripping reviews right now. And so your natural gut reaction is to like throw everything into getting reviews back. But guess what? Amazon's going to see that, and they're gonna shut you down.
Yeah.
And, you know, at the very least, those reviews are going to get blocked. At the worst, your account's going to get banned. So, I mean, when it comes to this kind of strategy, like A, good luck getting those reviews for cheap, and B, like, even if you do, you could get banned. It's like a game of roulette that I just don't think is worth playing. There's other ways to get reviews that are natural and that mimic at least that natural behavior.
It's just a shame that we've got people in our space, in our community, that would, you know, still profiteer off the back of selling these funnels into people, knowing that they shut their own accounts down. It doesn't say much for their, what's the word?
Their integrity.
Well, integrity, yeah. I mean, it's, yeah. Anyway, without going too deep onto other people's integrity or their moral compass, where are we? I'm
not saying that it doesn't work in some instances, but I'm just saying it's one of those things. It's a dangerous game to play and expensive at that. There's other like low-hanging ways to build, you know, to build up your reviews again. And that's another conversation for another time.
Yeah. No, I suppose from my point of view is that if someone is designed a funnel that got their own account shut down, is that they're still peddling that and profiteering off that to get others shut down. I just think you're morally bankrupt to do that, as you know, from my point of view. But myth number 3. What's myth number 3?
Oh, this one's an oldie but a goodie. And this applies to any kind of, I guess, like marketing solution, whether it's your social media presence or your email list, but especially with Messenger. And it's the whole concept. And sometimes this just goes back to the fact that you guys are busy people. You have so much going on, and you hear about new cool marketing tactics and you throw yourself into it for like 5 minutes, and you build up an audience, you build up a Facebook following or an Instagram following or an email list or a Messenger list. And then you get distracted, the next hot thing comes up maybe, and you're on to the next. And then you circle back like a few months later and think, oh, I have something new to offer. I'm going to like ping my list or post this on social media and expect fireworks. Well, guess what? That's not how any relationship works. Like if you ignore your girlfriend, you know, for weeks on end or months on end, and you come back to her like, hey babe, what's up? You know, she's gonna be pissed with you. And same thing applies to your Messenger audience. Yeah. You know, a lot of people have this attitude of like, oh, I just have 1 or 2 products that I need to promote to a list. I'm going to build up my subscriber audience. And then they effectually like let, you know, time lag, months go by before they, you know, reach out again. And what happens, especially with Facebook Messenger, is because Facebook owns the relationship and gives you access to their subscribers, is if people don't remember that they're on your list or they're confused as to who you are and what this is even about, classic, what happens is people get pissed, they delete your conversations, and, you know, unsubscribes are all kinds of safe with Facebook, but deleted conversations or getting marked as spam will get you blocked out of Facebook. They'll just shut you down and completely remove access to you. So it's not worth it to essentially, if you only need Messenger for like one or 2 products, it's not even worth building an audience for. You know, go use a launch service if that's your strategy. You know, with any kind of relationship or any kind of marketing list, you know, you're trying to build a traffic source for yourself. And so if you're just, you know, investing the time and money for just a single product launch, but you're not going to get back to people with another product or another offer in, you know, a month or 2, then you might as well just like not. I mean, best practices that we've identified is, you know, have 5 to 10 related products and message your audience, you know, like up to once a week, but at least 2 to 3 times a month. Mm-hmm. So you can maintain the momentum of that relationship. People know, like, and trust you and are willing to, like, you know, take you up on your offers, you know, especially if you guys are doing like shady things like rebate funnels where you're going to send them PayPal money or things like that. Like if you don't have a relationship built up with that audience, they're going to just think you're scammy and spammy and just delete you, which will get you blocked.
Yeah, makes total sense. What about myth number 4?
Myth number 4. So I kind of touched on it a second ago, but it's the whole concept of like, I have just a smattering of products. I have products in every which category, all over the place, all over the board. And I know sometimes that works for like arbitrage or even when you're wholesaling, but when you're private labeling, you're essentially stepping up to create a brand, right? And so when you have a brand that's all over the place and, you're selling, shower heads or, makeup, and it's unrelated, essentially your audience is going to get confused with your messages. If they came on, let's say with like a lipstick offer, and then, a few weeks later you're promoting, a lawnmower, they're going to be confused. There's going to be a disconnect in your branding. So typically what I recommend is those 5 to 10 related products so that you have consistency in your message, in the type of offers that are being presented. Now, there is a caveat. If your product, if the products can kind of be related or target a similar kind of audience over and over again. So we do have a seller like this where he kind of has like an umbrella brand that's kind of like a deal club kind of a thing. And it's all like gifts for women kind of stuff. And, it's a variety of purses and clothing and, jewelry and makeup, it's kind of like across the board, but at least they're have the same kind of target audience. So if somebody comes on for one thing, they're not going to be completely confused and distraught when you're, like sending them something else that's going to make them want to, unsubscribe and delete the conversation. So for maximum results, like if you're going to go through the effort of building a messenger audience and the investment, you need to have 5 to 10 related products that you can rotate
product groups, basically. So effectively, the idea is you build them into verticals. So you have product groups that have some relationships together so that when you are messaging these people, there's some relevance there.
Exactly. Because otherwise there's just too big of a disconnect from their, like, I thought you guys sold this and now you're peddling me this. Like, it's too big of a jump. And I know I work with so many of you guys and sometimes you're just making, product sourcing decisions or product purchasing decisions based on what's a good deal or what's a hot deal at the moment in time. But you have to, eventually for this application, you're building a brand and you're building an audience to serve that brand. And so if there's, if you're wanting to do it right, then you need to have a brand that has product consistency.
Yeah, makes total sense. And myth number 5?
Myth number 5. So there's this kind of, this is actually a really powerful one. People, if they build their messenger list, they kind of think, well, I can only use this list for my Amazon listings or my Amazon offerings. And that's not the case. Once you build your Amazon list or your messenger list, you can direct that traffic wherever you want to. Whether you're trying to migrate off Amazon onto a Shopify store or some other kind of storefront, once you have a traffic source that knows, likes, and trusts your brand, they don't care where you're sending them. Like, they just know that they want and like your products, right? However, I do recommend when you're starting to build your list that you leverage your Amazon presence because they don't know you, but they know Amazon and they like, know, and trust Amazon and their Prime shipping and all of those benefits that come with, their Amazon relationship. And so, absolutely leverage your Amazon presence for bringing in your messenger subscribers and starting that relationship with them. Demonstrate consistent value. And then you'll have your own traffic source that you can direct to any buying destination that you want to send people. And that's the beauty and the power of Messenger and having your own traffic source, that if you do want to eventually migrate, if you've been beaten up enough by Amazon and you want to start going direct, having your own traffic source gives you that power because then you're not relying on, Amazon traffic. You now have your own traffic that will buy your products.
That makes total sense. So before we wrap, the 3 Bs, talk me through these.
So the 3 Bs of messenger campaigns, essentially you want to follow the shifts that I shared with you today to keep yourself from burning your list, getting blocked on Facebook, and banned on Amazon. So, essentially the tactics to avoid are the myths that we shared with you today, and the mindset shifts, changing from particularly short-term problem-based, like, I gotta fix this, I gotta get those reviews, to long-term view. If you're a private label seller, you need to be private, building your brand, external from Amazon as well, and have that long-term view of like, I'm not just building my messenger audience to get me reviews, I'm building that messenger audience for a long-term relationship.
Sounds good.
And that's that's the biggest takeaway that I have for all y'all.
Totally. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
Yeah, if you want more information, we'll have a link in the show notes for a free template and download for getting started on ManyChat, which is the messenger platform that I love and use. And I have a free template download on there for getting started with building your list. A free I go through every step on what we do to install those templates, set them up. Get a Facebook ad running to that template so you can start building your subscriber base and start seeing the power of Messenger for your own business.
Sounds good. Michelle, thank you for coming in today. Guys, thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again in the next few days. Take care.